guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl at Miss Dosila Ogola, founder and creator of this beautiful space. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. I promise you it's super fun and interesting, and that space where you just come to get your life. Get your life. So in this video, I'm just here to talk about something positive, and I just feel like we all need some love, some good type of love, some positive love, and I want to do that by reviewing a video from a channel that I really enjoy watching, binge watching actually. So without wasting any much of your time, let's just get right into it. So,
okay, how do you feel our relationship would be different if I was your age?
I think it would be hard for me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I think I would learn less. Like from you, I learn a lot because you've been through like more experiences than I have in certain like realms of existence. But I feel like if I was with someone that was 22, like we'd be like partying a lot probably. Like I would still like party. And I don't know. I don't think I would be there intellectually with them, like how I am with you for some reason.
So the guy is way older than the girl. The girl, I think she's 22. So, and the guy is, I think, if I'm not wrong, I'm guessing in his 40s. Basically, we are here testing Benjamin Zulu's advice and all of that. But then again, also, context is important. They are not in Nairobi, Kenya.
Well, I feel like we've made like more breakthroughs in communication this year. I don't know, it's I guess it's surprising that you have that like emotional capacity. Yeah, that we're able to communicate, you know, and get through all these difficult kind of emotional things just by like, we just have a conversation and it kind of moves on from there pretty easily, pretty fluidly. And that's kind of surprising. Because yeah, my past relationships haven't really been like,
oh my god,
that.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's been more like, like people don't want to talk, even when I want to talk, which is like
rare.
Like yeah, it's like me. I don't really want to talk that much, but like when I'm like, can we please talk? And people are like, nah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So like,
yeah, like. See, I think the reason why for me is why I'm like, I'm always scared to confront you is because like in my last relationship, like like that, it always went like so south. Like I would just be trying to have a civil conversation. Like it would just turn into like this big thing, you know? And like, and I think that I probably just have trauma from that. And like, I just like bring it onto this relationship, even though it's like completely different. But yeah, I guess that surprises me in itself too, is where like, after we have the conversation, I feel that sense of relief. I'm like, oh, like, that's refreshing.
Yeah, like it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
I think the thing they're talking about is communication, and how being able to communicate in a relationship is very important, and creating a safe space between yourself and your partner, that you can agree to disagree, you can have different opinions, you can share what you're feeling, you can just be yourself and say what you need to say without anyone taking it personally, without anyone judging you, without anyone making you feel like you are unworthy of feeling what you're feeling, or you don't need to be feeling whatever you're feeling. I feel like communication is very important in any relationship, and creating that space for people is so important. Like the one thing that I normally say, we do not have to agree. Like we really don't have to agree on anything with anyone, but what we need to do is love people whether we agree with them or not. There are things, of course, when they're communicated, you know, okay, this is a deal breaker for me, and if it's a deal breaker for you, you get to walk out, you get to leave the relationship.
That where I would say the age does play has a say like in our relationship is like, I don't know, because I'm like still like a 22-year-old like technically like broke college student, and it's like sometimes I feel like it's just different because like you like have you have like a stable job, like a big boy job, you know what I mean, that they call a big boy job, and like I feel like that's just like something that's different for us because I like don't have a stable job, and I don't see any like, I literally don't see in my head like having an actual career. Like that's just not in the cards for me. Like I always just see myself like working like weird odd jobs, or like just like social media or like YouTube or something. Like I don't know. Yeah. And I'm not saying that we don't see eye to eye on it, because you've never been like, oh, like when are you getting your big girl job, or like you've never been that type. But like I take that into account sometimes, and like sometimes I feel insecure about it still, because I'm like still trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do, because
Yeah.
I literally have only been 20 for 2 years. You know what I mean?
I think one of the challenges that sometimes people experience in relationships is, first of all, when you're dating an older guy, of course, he's much more experienced and he's way further in his career. So you're there, you're literally in that age or that stage of your life where you're figuring it out. You're just trying to figure out what's my next move. I totally relate to what she's saying, because she's talking about sometimes she feels like, you know what, ooh, I can't share this. I already feel judged. I feel insecure about myself because I haven't progressed in my career. So there's that bit of insecurity, especially if you're dating someone who's older than you. It can happen both ways, both for men and women. Well, yeah, never say never, this is world. So yeah, like sometimes there's that intimidation that comes. I like how he creates space for her to find out who she is. Of course, if you're gonna date a younger woman, then you need to give her space to discover who she is, to discover what she likes, what she loves. She talks about not having a typical career and probably pursuing a YouTube career and all of that. And I feel like he seemingly seems to give her space for that, and to figure that out. For me, what I'm taking out of this is when you meet someone, we shouldn't expect them to remain who they are. We should be ready for them to grow and to blossom and to become whoever they decide to be. And especially if you love them, that's probably one of the things that you actually want for them.
Literally what I was just saying. How is money a source of conflict in our relationship, and what can we do about it?
Yeah, so that's definitely like, I feel like on me, because like, it's something I struggle with, like with student loan debt and all that kind of thing. So I feel like a lot of my time is preoccupied with, like side hustles and figuring out like how to achieve like a higher level of financial security. So that's like a big part of like my internal struggle and stress. And I know that's one of the things that I will like kind of shut down about if I'm having like a hard week, and like that's something that we talk about.
I think money is such a sensitive topic in any relationship. And I was having a conversation with my friends, and we were discussing the issue of money and dating. And my friends were like, the sooner you get that conversation off the table, the better, the sooner you discuss it, the better. Because the thing about money and relationships is that people have unsaid expectations. For me as a girl, when I'm being taken out and all of that, I expect that he would pay or cater for my meals or cater for whatever it is that whatever activity that is. And it might not be the same reasoning for him. So it's good to actually just have that conversation. And what I like about them is how open they are about it. The guy is talking about struggling to pay student loans and the pressures that he's going through. And a lot of men go through these pressures and feel like they can't actually voice out their struggles and their pressures to their significant other because of whatever societal expectations that are there. Because we live in a society that, of course, us as women, we want to make our own money, but when it comes to paying bills, honey, we're not paying no bills. Then again, it's really good to have that conversation of money and how we feel about money and where we are at financially and what are our priorities and what are our stressors, especially financially, so that we know our partner and we know how to navigate that. Also, the girl she's a creative. She is writing, she is discovering herself. I mean, at age 22, you're really just finding out who you are. He happens to be on that journey with her, and it's beautiful. For me, what I think is, I really wouldn't say it's wrong to date at 22, but if your partner is contributing to your growth, if your partner is contributing to your personal development, then why not? We all want love. Like we all desire love. We all want to be loved. No one wants to be on this earth doing shit on their own, all the time and all of that. No, we don't want that. I don't want that. And it's okay to admit it. I feel like we live in a generation, in a society whereby we pretend we do not want love. We pretend we do not want commitment. We pretend we do not want someone to wake up next to you, on a regular, other than, casual dating here and there. Like we pretend we don't want all those things, yet deep within us we crave for it. And we sometimes even shamed for saying, you know what, I do want a relationship. I don't want casual dating. I don't just want to see you today, I want to see you every day, you know. Something like that. So no shame, no shame in love, you know. And no fear in love. So yeah.
What experience has shaped our relationship the most, and why do you think it did?
It'll be those long distance months.
Yeah.
When you were in Florida, taking care of Grandpa, and I was in Arizona.
Yeah, right.
And everyone was dying.
Yeah.
That was so sad.
And we had to experience death
separately.
And
they bring up the issue of long distance relationship, and long distance relationship can be really, really hard. Actually, dating in Nairobi can be really, really hard because it can feel like long distance relationship and you're in the same city. Like, you know, like, the other aspect that they bring inside the relationship that they've experienced is handling difficult situations and difficult emotions together. When you meet someone for the first time, it's happy-go-lucky, sharing the joys in your life, and sometimes you tell them dark things that you've been through or hard things that you've been through, but you really don't linger through when you're having those conversations. But what happens when you're dating someone, or someone loses a parent, someone loses a loved one, someone loses a colleague, and you have to be there with that person to process the hard emotions? Do you run away from them? How do you process it together? I was having this conversation with some friends as well, and for a lot of us, we agreed that we actually don't know what to do, we don't know what to say, we don't know how to feel, we don't know, like, we just don't know. For me, one of the things I said was, how about just asking, you know, how can I be here for you? How can I be there for you? How can I love you through this hard situation, through this difficult situation? I mean, we live in a society whereby, especially with the toxic masculinity thing, whereby we don't know how to express ourselves. We don't know how to say that it's painful. And because we don't know how to say that it's painful, we sometimes also don't know how to say that it's pleasurable. You know, like, we don't know how to express how we truly feel, because sometimes the pain is attached to shame, or the pleasure is attached to shame. But that's a discussion for another day.
When were you the most in love with me? That's so interesting.
when were you the most? We have those times a lot. Like, I feel like, honestly, like last week, when we were just hanging out on the couch and we were just like really communicating and laughing and just like...
Have you ever just chilled with someone, like, just nothing extra, you know, just chilling, doing the basicest of stuff, and you just look at them and you're like, dang, I really like this human.
Yeah, like, I feel like for me it happens like once a week or something. Like, I don't know, you're just like, even when you just do little things, like you'll go to the store and like get me lobster, like have a bad day.
I love her example, because there's this idea that when you're dating someone, you'd always feel like you love them or like them all the time. And no, not true. Not true. You won't always be in that high feeling that you probably have when you first met and all of that. But I also like the examples that she gives, like small things. When they make you coffee, or they get you your favorite chocolate, or they bring you a duvet because you're just seated in the couch and you're feeling a bit cold and you haven't even said, get me a duvet. They just bring it and they just cover you. Just small things. It reminds me that expressing love doesn't have to be the big things. The small things are actually the things that speak to us, that leave a mark in our hearts the longest. Because you're like, this person, how do they know me this much? You know, how do they understand me this much? How do they know my cues without having to speak them out, you know? You
were like truly one of the like most purest people I've ever met in my life. Yeah. Ew. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, regardless of our like romantic relationship, like, I would just have loved to be like friends with you. Like, I don't even care about like the romance, like, just like you in my life, just as a person that like I get to do life with, just feels like I like won that life. And
she really likes the person that he is. If she wasn't dating him, they would totally be friends, honey. Like, she would definitely want that type of energy around her. And for me, that's what I think it is. You know, love is about friendship. It's about liking the person that you're dating, liking who they are, their character, their values, instead of looking at what do you bring to the table, you know, monetary. Nah. You're looking at what does this person bring to the table. They bring their joy, they bring their values, they bring who they are, they bring their character, they bring their pain as well, you know. And you're like, if I wasn't dating this person, would I be friends with them? And you're like, hell yeah. Then you're dating, right? Okay. It's teaching me just to be vulnerable with the person that you're dating. You know, relationships can be very technical, you know, and someone might actually come and comment down below that, you know what, it's not lovey-dovey like that, it's not always like that. And I know, I'm aware, I know that, I understand. Yeah, bills needs to be paid, kids needs to be raised, and all of that. But at the end of the day, you take time to nurture the friendship and the relationship that you're having with this person, then you're able to appreciate the small things that you're able to share together. You know, you're able to go back to, you know what, we got into this because we actually like each other and we just want to share life with one another, share our experiences, share our happy moments, share our pain, share who we are with this other person. And for me, this is just a reminder that it's okay to want love, it's okay to desire love, it's okay to want to be loved, you know, and to give love, and no shame, no judgment. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed my commentary on it, and I hope to do more commentaries on more videos. You know, I don't want just to do videos where I talk about hard things to do. I want you to feel good about life. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's your girl, Mr. Sila Ogola. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Love you guys. Till